Gord and Sue.
I hear it all the time. Our listeners hear a story in the morning on the way to work and they want to follow it for the rest of the day.
That's the power of global news. You can keep track of the stories that are important to you at globalnews.ca. It's the best way to get updates during the day.
You can also take 770 CHQR with you wherever you go by downloading the Radio Player Canada app.
Global News. Navigate the now.
Here we go. Mike's hot.
Focus on these days. A world full of bluffs and fake information. The Morning News brings focus to your world.
The Morning News with Gord, Gillies and Deyell on 770 CHQR. Brought to you by CCI Wireless.
And it's 8:12 now here on your Thursday. We are at the new Central Library on location today, and we've been joined by somebody who's a friend for a long, long time. When we last chatted, I was on Angela's last show, as a matter of fact, in the afternoon, and she talked about, I'm not calling this an official retirement. I'm taking some time off. I'm going to go do some traveling, do a little exercise with my husband, and now she's got some plans. First of all, good morning to you.
Thanks, Gord. Thanks, Sue. This is actually just a cheap ploy to come in and see this beautiful library. Oh my gosh. I'm in here ahead of the official opening, so that is great. Yes, isn't that funny how much can change in 2 months?
So politics. Tell us about the decision here. You're going to run for the Alberta Party.
Well, and if anyone listened to me in the last few months of my time on Calgary Today, I was saying I was leaving, and people would say, are you going to go into politics? Are you kidding? Why would I go into politics?
Why would you go into politics?
Why would I? It is so divisive. Name calling, negative environment. And you mentioned walking the Camino for 21 days, and I've had a couple of months off, and I had a chance to really think about what do I want to do. I can sit back and complain and say that, yeah, this is an ugly system, or you can try to be part of the change, which is a lot more difficult to do. That means getting involved. I've been a member of the Alberta Party. Heck, I was a member of the UCP too. When you get a chance to vote for a leader, you buy every membership you can. But what I always liked about the Alberta Party was they're smack dab in the middle. And I feel right now, all we are hearing as Albertans is you're either voting for the right or you're voting for the left. We don't hear enough about what's the other option out there. And the Alberta Party is still such a new party. Greg Clark has done great things for it. But I want to let the constituency of Calgary-Mountain View, my constituency, know that there's an option. And it's a good one, I think.
And what do you bring to the table? We know what you bring to the table as a broadcaster and as a person, as a politician. What are you going to bring to the table?
Oh my gosh, I hope I'm not like a normal politician. But what I like to say is I've lived in my constituency for over 30 years. I've raised my family there. I sit on the community association. I volunteer. I'm very involved in my community, and I want to be that voice to continue caring about those issues, but the bigger issues of the province as well. I think, the Alberta Party believes that we can balance a budget. We have to be able to balance a budget. And then on the social issues, we can be more responsible on the social issues. So it really is the mix where I can sit.
So Greg is my MLA. Love the guy. I think he has done a great job. That was my protest vote. I didn't need to go this way or need to go that way. I was able to go down the middle with Greg, and I'm happy with him so far. But the last poll we just had, last week, had, I think, under Stephen Mandel, 5% people saying they're going to vote for the Alberta Party.
Yeah, you know what, Gord?
That's a big mountain.
That's a big mountain, you bet. And I think even if you look way back when the Wild Rose was coming out, they were just saying, we want another voice here. I think a lot of Albertans were saying, okay, what's this party all about? They found out what the party was about. And I think that's the other thing. 5% now, I had read another poll, I guess it depends which polls you read too, it was around 15%. And we also know ultimately what polls are all about. But it comes down to just getting that word out. If the Alberta Party can do an upset and people are saying, I'm going to park my vote here, great. We've got many months before the election, and I hope to get that message out.
Why no to the UCP and why no to the NDP? Because I would imagine somebody with your profile, they'd have been interested too.
Yeah, I just found they were too one or the other. It was, you had to be all left or you had to be all right. And I think sometimes with some of the parties, they don't find themselves saying, most Albertans are fiscally responsible. We want to see balanced budgets. We want our politicians to be wise with our tax dollars. But on the other side of things, on the social responsibility side, we want to be inclusive. We want to recognize Alberta's diversity. Even when you look at the 42 candidates, I think it's at least 42, maybe it's 43 now that I'm there, but when you look at all those candidates, it just represents Alberta. It's a diverse picture of our province, and that's where we are that we weren't maybe 20 years
Was
ago.
it an epiphany on the Camino Trail?
Exactly,
I need to serve again.
You know what? I've always wanted to be involved in my community. I don't know if I on the Camino did I say I really want to be involved, because Grant and I had to make this decision together. And
Oh,
He
he
knows.
knows.
Oh, good. Because we were all worried about that.
I told him to tune in today. There's going to be a big announcement. But ultimately, he had to sign off on this, and he's in it as well for the long run. So we had a lot of discussions on the Camino.
Good luck.
Hey, thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
8:17.